Have you ever wondered what the world would look like without free access to basic human rights? A recent cinematic release, called Jane, invites us to ponder this very question. The film transports us back to the late 60s, a pre-Roe era in the United States, where we witness the harrowing journey of Joy, a privileged housewife from Chicago, who is denied her right to terminate her pregnancy. This film isn't just about Joy's struggle. It's a window into a world where the right to access reproductive services was marred by societal, racial, and class disparities. The privileged had their ways, while the less fortunate were left to risk their lives in dangerous back-alley procedures. But Call Jane is not alone in shedding light on this dark chapter of history. The HBO documentary The Janes offers a broader perspective on life before Roe. It takes us deeper into the underground network that risked everything to provide women with the care they needed, when society and law turned its back on them. Both of these films serve as stark reminders of a world we've left behind, but also caution us about the fragility of progress. They remind us of the importance of vigilance in the face of threats to our hard-won rights and freedoms. Because the struggle for equality is never really over, it just changes form. Yet amidst these reminders of past struggles, we're also witnessing a transition. A shift in societal norms that's challenging the status quo and demanding a world where everyone, regardless of their race, class, or gender, has the freedom and right to make decisions about their own bodies. As societal norms shift, so does the lens through which we view our past, present, and future. As we navigate this world in transition, let's remember to carry forward the lessons from our past, while striving for a future where basic human rights are not a privilege but a given for everyone. In a world where adults make decisions, what happens when children raise their voices? We've seen it happen, and it's powerful. Take the recent Fridays for Future demonstration at the COP26 climate conference. The streets of Glasgow were filled with young activists, voices ripe with passion and urgency, demanding a better, greener future. And leading the charge was none other than Greta Thunberg, a name that has become synonymous with climate activism. Greta, once a lone teenager holding a sign outside the Swedish parliament, now stands at the helm of a global movement. At COP26, she did not mince words. She called the summit a greenwash festival, a stark criticism that reflects the frustration many young people feel about the pace of change. But it wasn't just Greta. Other young activists took the stage, sharing personal experiences with the climate crisis. Their stories painted a vivid picture of the urgent need for action. They spoke of their homes threatened by rising sea levels, of their communities devastated by extreme weather events, of their futures held hostage by the decisions of today. These young voices are more than just a call for change. They are a testament to the power of youth activism in shaping the future of our planet. They represent a generation that refuses to sit idly by as their future is compromised. They are the voices of our future, demanding to be heard, demanding action, demanding a sustainable future. These voices, these young activists, are not just fighting for the environment, they are fighting for their lives, for their futures. They are standing up to the world's most powerful leaders, demanding that they take action, that they make decisions that will ensure a livable future for all. Their message is clear. They want a future that is not defined by climate chaos, but by sustainability and justice. They want a future where their voices, and the voices of all young people, are not just heard, but heeded. The voices of our youth echo loud and clear, demanding change for a sustainable future. What if technology could reverse the effects of climate change? This question might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's closer to reality than you might think. Take, for example, the recent announcement by US Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm. She set a new goal to reduce the cost of carbon capture to just $100 per ton by the end of this decade. Carbon capture, a technology that removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, plays a crucial role in combating climate change. By making it more affordable, Granholm's initiative could empower more organizations and nations to implement this solution on a grand scale. But what is carbon capture exactly? Simply put, it's a process that captures carbon dioxide emissions from sources like power plants and industrial processes, preventing it from being released into the atmosphere. Once captured, the carbon dioxide can be stored underground or used in other industrial processes. It's a promising technology, but its high cost has been a significant barrier to widespread adoption. Reducing the cost of carbon capture isn't just about saving money. It's about creating a sustainable future. According to the International Energy Agency, if all the commitments made at the recent COP26 summit are fulfilled, we could limit global warming to just 1.8 degrees Celsius by the turn of the next century. That's a significant decrease from current projections, and could help prevent some of the most catastrophic effects of climate change. Of course, carbon capture is just one piece of the puzzle. Other technological innovations, from renewable energy sources to electric vehicles, are also playing a crucial role in the fight against climate change. But the commitment to making carbon capture more affordable is a significant step in the right direction. Indeed, as we grapple with the complexities and challenges of climate change, it's clear that technology offers more than just a glimmer of hope. It provides tangible solutions that could help us reverse the effects of climate change and build a more sustainable future. So let's embrace these technological aids with open arms and open minds. Because after all, as the world grapples with climate change, technology offers a glimmer of hope. Can political willpower be the catalyst for change in our fight against climate change? This question is as pertinent today as it was when the first seeds of awareness about our changing climate were sown. Former US Vice President Al Gore, a renowned climate change advocate, recently emphasized the importance of political will in tackling this global challenge. His words ring true in the halls of power, where decisions made today will shape the world of tomorrow. But what does this political will look like in practice? One of the most significant battlegrounds in the politics of climate change is the ongoing negotiations on implementing Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. This article deals with carbon emissions trading, a potentially powerful tool in our arsenal against climate change. But for this tool to be effective, we need transparent rules. Without transparency, we risk double-counting emissions cuts, leading to a false sense of progress. We also need to create incentives for countries to exceed their targets, encouraging a race to the top rather than a descent into complacency. This is no small task. It requires diplomacy, negotiation, and yes, political will. It's a delicate balancing act, with the health of our planet hanging in the balance. The politics of climate change is not just about policies and agreements, it's about the future of our planet, the survival of countless species, and the legacy we leave for future generations. It's about acknowledging the urgency of the situation and taking decisive action. So as we continue to navigate the complex landscape of climate politics, we must remember the words of Al Gore and countless other advocates for change. We must harness our collective political will and use it to drive meaningful action on climate change. In a world where every degree of warming counts, political action is not just necessary, it's urgent. Are we ready for the challenges that the future world order will bring? We've traversed through a world in transition, listened to the voices of the future, examined the role of technology in tackling the climate crisis, and delved into the politics of climate change. Now it's time to look ahead, to envision the future world order. This future world order, as we see it, is a tapestry woven from threads of societal, technological, and political changes. Each thread, each shift, and each decision is shaping the world of tomorrow. In society, we've seen the emergence of a new generation of activists demanding change. These young voices are challenging the status quo, pushing for a world that prioritizes equality, justice, and sustainability. Their voices echo the sentiment that our future world order should not repeat the mistakes of the past. Technology, on the other hand, is becoming an increasingly powerful tool in our fight against climate change. From carbon capture to renewable energy, technology holds the promise of a more sustainable future. But with this promise comes responsibility. We must ensure that as we innovate, we do so in a way that respects and preserves our planet. Politics too plays a pivotal role in our future world order. The decisions made in the halls of power today will reverberate into the future, impacting our lives and the health of our planet. It's a delicate balance, one that requires foresight, courage, and a commitment to the common good. All these elements, society, technology, and politics, are intertwined. They shape each other, and in turn shape the world order of tomorrow. But remember, this future isn't predetermined. It's fluid, malleable, and most importantly, it's in our hands. The future world order is not set in stone. It's shaped by our actions today. So what world do we want to create?